is a lovely sunny day here in Orkney, and it is practically tropical, as it always is. And we are here to do an Orkney series Folky Folk for you for the Orkney Folk Festival.
We're here to meet an absolute stalwart of the Orkney music community.
Yes.
But we're here not just to hear a bit of his music and talk to him about that, we're also here to see what he does in his spare time. And I think you can maybe just see him behind.
Got a few stories too.
Here he is. We're about to go and meet Mr. Billy Jolly.
So we are here today in this amazing workshop which belongs to the one and only Mr. Billy Jolly. Billy, thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome.
We are delighted to be here. Now, you are a very well-kent face in Orkney, and as most folk know, you had a fantastic fish shop that we all frequented many, many times. But were you a fisherman by trade?
No, I was never a fisherman. My father was a fisherman, and he was a butcher to start off with. And he became a fisherman at the back of the wartime, and he bought a boat called the Marbeth. And he used to go to the creels, of course, and got lots and lots of lobsters in these days.
Oh, yum.
At the back of the wartime, there was just lots of lobsters. And then he would go to the back of Rousey, he'd catch haddock. And halibut, and he sold the halibut down to Billingsgate, of course, and the haddocks he would just tie up at the pier at the cord slip and flog them at the pier, and folk came down, and we knew when he was in because the folk would be walking up by the house with strings of haddocks.
Plenty to go round. So how long did you have the fish shop for?
Well, I left the school when I was 14 and a half. And the fish shop had been going for a few years before that. But then I sold the shop along with Liz, my sister, in partnership. And then that would have been exactly 50 years after I started.
50 years?
That I sold fish, yeah.
So I suppose that put you into retirement, but as I'm sure everyone can see, you certainly have never stopped doing things. And Billy, you make these wonderful, everyone who's watching will see them behind him and whatnot. These are wonderful creepies that Billy makes. And I do believe you are almost 1,200 creepies that you have made now.
It goes on about that.
Mercy me.
This is a creepy for anybody who's not seen one.
That's the very first one I ever made.
The very first one. Do you have a story behind that, Billy?
As you can see, it's well handled. There's sauce getting
well
into the stopper. But it works. It still works to this day.
Still going.
And the reason I made it was because I was in the greenhouse, and well, folk know that I'm not just very tall. It's not one of my strong points.
No.
Not like compared to you there.
Well, you can't be perfect.
I have to look up to you. But I realised that I couldn't get to the top shelf, so I got boxes and stood in them, but they weren't very suitable.
Not too safe either.
I made a creepy, and I watched it, and I thought to myself, no, I could improve on that. So I decided I would try and make a bony one, which I did, and I took it in to Ingy, and I said, Ingy, what do you think of that? And a very high praise, is that right?
That's Orkney praise for you right there.
And that's what you said. So I thought, right, I'll get cracking and make more of this because I was enjoying it.
Yeah.
Lovely, yeah.
And then everybody in the family for Christmas that year got a creepy. And then eventually I realised I had 17 creepies lying in the garage, and I didn't know what to do with them. God. So I just joined to cut a long story short, the Orkney craft fair crowd, and it took off for there.
Yeah.
Super.
So apart from the creepies, Billy, you're also a very well-kent face on the Orkney music scene. And we used to watch you playing at many a concert when we were growing up in bands like Hullion.
Yeah.
And I remember being in the fruit market in Glasgow a few years ago.
Oh, yeah.
For the Orkney gathering.
Yes.
And I remember coming up on the stage in the fruit market, massive venue, and seeing Billy Jolly sat in a Orkney chair right in the middle of the stage. And what a sight it was.
Which I was not too happy about because it was so low, you can, and I had to get them to go and get pallets to put underneath it so that I could get up to your level. And because I nearly had binoculars to see you that far away.
Oh, mercy. Speaking about music, we're actually going to get to hear you now, Billy, play a wonderful tune for everyone who's listening to the Orkney Folk Festival. Could you give us a wee bit of information about it?
Yes, well, it's Ronnie Aim that wrote it, of course, and well, you know that Ronnie has written so many fantastic tunes. So this is one called "The Trip to Orkney Waltz,"
Perfect.
and it's a bunny tune.
Bonny tune.
Well, fantastic.
Well,
Yeah.
Billy, thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure.
And you, Billy. Thanks
It's
very
starting
much.
to get cool now, so it's warming up with the prairie wind here. So it's grand.
On that note,
Everyone at Orkney Folk Festival, I hope you have enjoyed this episode with Billy Jolly for the Orkney series of Folky Folk.